A discovery call is the first opportunity that you have to make your prospective clients feel like you're amazing and that you've got your shit together. If you don't know which questions to ask while on the phone with them, you likely won't close the sale. What's up? This is Meliss and welcome back to the channel. I'm here with the info you need to get the results you want, because today I'm about to share with you the questions that you absolutely need to include for your next discovery call so that you have a seamless conversation and you have a higher chance of closing this sale. Discovery calls, sometimes known as sales calls, are a conversation that you will have with your prospective clients. The way this call goes will make or break your chances at turning them into a paid client. So getting these questions right is really important. Also, when you aren't sure which questions to ask, you appear to be less professional, and you might actually have unnecessary nerves that make the conversation really awkward. I want to help you today to get your discovery call questions in order so that you can direct the call professionally and make more sales. And when you stay until the end, you'll have a sales script for your industry ready to go. But first, if you're new here, I'm Meliss and I'm an online marketing strategist and business growth expert to coaches and healers. My whole channel is about marketing, online business, mindset, and manifestation. Hit that subscribe button and join the family so you can grow a profitable online business. Now, let's get into it. First, I want you to think about this. Do your prospective clients need what you have to offer? Because a discovery call is essentially just a conversation between you and them to see if they'll be a good fit for you. And honestly, they're doing the same thing as well. They're hopping on the call to see if you're going to be a good fit for them. So I want you to think about this discovery call as an interview. It's simply an interview, and you want to empower them to make a good decision. That is your end goal. The end goal should not be, I want them to buy my stuff, because then you're pushy and you're thinking sales, sales, sales. Instead, I want you to think, I want to empower them to make a good decision for them. And now you've released the pressure, and that's gonna come off really well. And you only wanna offer what you have if it's a good fit. So I want you to lead with service, not with sales. So we're gonna uncover their problem, we're gonna answer all of their questions that they have so they feel really, really comfortable, and then we're gonna give them the best solution for their needs. So what you wanna do is you wanna build rapport, and you really want to think about the tonality, the tone in your voice. That's really important. You want to present yourself as a professional, because you are. So if you get on the call and you're like, hey, so thanks for hopping on a call. We can discuss, whatever questions you have, just let me know. That's not going to come off as well as, hi, I'm so happy that you hopped on a call with me today. I'm so excited for this. Let me tell you how it's going to go, and I'll answer any questions that you have. See the difference? So you really want that tone to convey the professionality that you have. To do this, you need to have great open-ended conversations on your discovery session so that you can assess the issue and then fill in that gap between where they are now and where they want to go. And you have that conversation back and forth without feeling like a slimy, sleazy salesperson. And the truth is that the more you do this, the better you will become. So it's okay if you're not great now, but it is a skill that you can build. So don't think because I suck right now, I'm gonna suck forever. You're gonna get better, and let's just go through this training and this video, and by the end, I want you to hop on some calls and I want you to practice. And if you don't have anyone to get on a call with just yet, you can practice with your friend or your mom or a colleague and just practice going back and forth so you feel really, really comfortable in this process. So when it comes to the questions that you ask during your discovery call, we mentioned that they should be open-ended. What that means is you're not gonna ask yes or no questions. If you ask a question where the answer could be yes or no, it stops right there. But if you ask an open-ended question, now we have a conversation, a dialogue going back and forth. And it's really important that you know what to ask on the conversation in the discovery call so that the conversation blossoms over time. And each question that you ask should be moving you one step forward into the sales process. So we're gonna go over some questions that you can ask, but don't limit yourself to just these questions, because there's gonna be this natural follow-up that happens during a conversation. So if I go up to someone and I say, hi, are you an only child? Their answer is gonna be yes or no. They say no, I'll be like, okay, cool. Or they say yes, great. But if I say, how many siblings do you have? Now they're answering the question, and I can ask a follow-up question. Oh, you have five siblings? Wow, was that fun growing up in a house with 5 siblings? Or I could say, are you the oldest sibling? So there's lots of natural follow-up that comes. So I'm gonna give you the first starter questions and then just keep your ears open and really listen in your discovery calls, because the more you listen, the more you learn, and those follow-up questions will come naturally. Also, when you ask questions, you're actually building that trust, and it gets them to let their guard down, they open up, they become more vulnerable. This is important because towards the end of the discovery call, you're gonna really ask them to open up, tell you what their problems are, what their pains are. I've been on so many discovery calls, thousands really, and a huge percentage of those have the other person ending up crying on the phone to me because I ask questions, we've built the trust, and they're able to open up their hearts and really share what they're struggling with. So it gets that emotional sometimes. So these questions are important to build that rapport, so when it comes time to talk about their pain points, they're comfortable in doing that. And also, when you ask the right questions, your closing rate is going to increase because now you're guiding the person towards where you want them to go or letting them know they're not a good fit. Hey, before we continue, do me a favor and go ahead and tap that like button right now because it lets me know that you find value in my content. It really makes a huge difference, and then I know to make more of these types of videos for you in the future. Many thanks, and I'm really grateful for you. Okay. Let's hop back in. Now let's get into the questions. And if you follow along with pen and paper, we can create your script together right now. So the first step is to break ice. We need to break the ice. We need to just start the conversation very lightheartedly. Usually we could talk about your location. Oh, where are you calling in from? Oh, I live here, blah, blah, blah. Or how's the weather today? Oh, it's sunny here. Oh, it's been raining for days. You could talk about a holiday. Oh, did you have a nice holiday break last week? Or, oh, are you getting ready for the holidays? And be in tune with what's going on. So I've been on a lot of calls before where I hear a kid crying in the background because I work with a lot of moms. They just happen to be moms as well as coaches and healers. And I'll hear a little baby crying in the background. So you can start that to break the ice and you go, oh, I hear a cute baby in the back. How old is your baby? And you could talk about that for a little bit. This is about 5 minutes of the call or even less. So you're just gonna break the ice, get acquainted, and then we move on to the next step, which is setting the agenda. Now, setting the agenda is arguably the most important part because if you don't do this step, usually they'll take over. All right, I'm ready to ask some questions. Can you tell me about this and this and this and this? And now you're not in charge, they are. And if they're in charge, you're not gonna be able to guide them towards the sale towards the end of the call. So setting that agenda is really, really important. And for coaches and healers, sometimes it's the trickiest part because you might feel like it's a confrontation, but I don't want you to feel like it's confrontational. Instead, I want you to just sit in that alpha position. They're calling you because they have a problem that you solve. So you need to ask these questions in order to help them. So you just walk into the situation in that alpha position. If you have trouble with being assertive, then I would recommend that you think about an alter ego. So for example, maybe you pretend you're Wonder Woman. What would Wonder Woman do? Well, she'd put on her cool outfit, she'd sit there and she'd be like, all right, I'm ready for this call. So think of being in that alpha position or think of being in your alter ego. So it's not just you showing up for the call, it's that powerful person that can act as you just for the length of the discovery call. And like I said, you will get better with this over time and you can ditch your alter ego later. So you want to set clear expectations. Let people know what to expect and how the call is gonna go. So you could say something like this. Well, I know we have limited time today, so here's how I'd like this to go. I'll ask you some questions, I'll learn more about you and your needs, and then towards the end of the call, if I think I can help you, we can talk about what those next steps would look like, and if not, that's okay too. How does that sound? Or sound good? Or okay, let's get started. And the reason why we do this is because we're laying out the agenda and then we are asking them for permission. We're asking them when we say, how does that sound? Is that cool? All right, awesome. Let's move on. So now we've got their buy-in, and that's really important because now they know what to expect and they're on board for it. This is kind of like when I went to college and I loved the professors who would give me the syllabus at the beginning, or they told me the structure of what was going to happen throughout each lesson. Knowing those expectations set me up for success, and that's what you're doing here with the person on the other side of the call. The next step is to uncover the pain. So we really want to find out why they are stuck, and why is the most important part here. why are they stuck? Not if they're stuck or how they're stuck, but why. And that's really, really specific. And you want to drop some breadcrumbs here of some social proof. So you want to tell stories of clients that you've helped who've had similar issues. Now, if you haven't helped any clients yet, you can definitely put in some of your own stories about what you've gone through and how what you do to help move people through that transformation is what you did and how that helped you. But dropping in the social proof is going to really help them understand that you know how to help someone who is stuck the way that they are. So the way this would look is you would say something like, tell me what's been going on, or why'd you hop on this call today? And if you're taking notes, what I want you to write down is, why are you here? That is the point of this right now. Why are you here? What can I help you with? Why are you here? What brought you to this call today? That's really important. The next thing you want to know is, where do you want to go? So you could ask things like, what are your goals? Or what do you want to achieve? Or what excites you? Or what are you looking forward to? Or if you could change or fix anything, what would it be? And you don't have to ask all these questions. One of them is plenty, but the goal is to find out, where do you want to go? The next part of this is figuring out why you are stuck. Why? Why are you stuck? So you can ask, why haven't you gotten there yet? Or what's keeping you from reaching that goal? Or what have you tried in the past and why do you think it didn't work? Any one of these questions works just fine. Pick whichever you want, write it down on your page, but why are you stuck? Now, this next question is really important because they will be selling themselves to you. So you don't want to miss out on this. And the question is, what would it feel like if you had that type of support? So this is where they're selling themselves to you. They started over here, they're feeling stuck, they want to get over here. This is the result. The gap that fills to get from here to here is your program, but you're asking them, what would it feel like if we could support them and lift them from one side to the other? We're supporting them. And now they're going to sell themselves to you because they're going to tell you everything that it would do, how it would be life-changing. And you really want to listen here and take notes throughout this whole call so that you really understand where they're coming from. But you want to ask, what would that change mean for you? And we really want to connect with them on an emotional level. So if you're a weight loss coach and you're helping someone lose weight and you ask them, what would it feel like to have that type of support? And they're just like, yay, I'll lose weight and that'll be great. That's not an emotional level. We want to connect with them on a deep level. And this is really important because in the sales process, people buy on emotion. They don't purchase on logic. So you want to connect with them on an emotional level. Now, I've conducted thousands of discovery calls in my career as a marketing strategist, and a large percentage of my people, keeping in mind they're coaches and healers, so they're a little bit more touchy-feely than some other industries, but they actually get teary-eyed here or just break down and cry. So that's how you know you've connected on an emotional level. Now, I'm not telling you go make sure your people cry and try to make them cry. Absolutely not. I don't want you to dig into their wounds, but I do want you to ask questions so that they feel comfortable sharing with you and they feel like they can put their guard down and be vulnerable about what's really going on. So connecting on an emotional level is going to build that trust there. And moving on from that, you want to ask what happens if this pain continues, whatever that pain is that they're going through. So here they're telling you what they don't want. And what I want you to think about is while they're answering this, what do they not want? Can I help them solve this? So when they're telling you what happens in their life if this pain continues, you need to think, can I solve this problem for them? The next step is the comfortable close. And this is something that I came up with. I love the idea of helping you close comfortably. And the reason why I brought this in here is because the close shouldn't be pushy, sleazy, or salesy. It should be comfortable. This is just a conversation. Now, objections are gonna come up in your sales conversation. That's totally natural. And that's not a reflection of your quality of service, and it's not a reflection of you. However, once you've done this enough, and like I said, practice is gonna make you feel a lot more comfortable in this, but you're gonna see that the same objections come up again and again and again. And so what I want you to do is not wait till the end of the call after you've told them about your program, you've told them about the price, and then they give you all the objections, because that feels like a hurdle that you have to overcome. They're gonna tell you the objections, and now you've gotta say, but wait, but this, but this, but this. Instead, if you bring up the objections now inside of the call, and you can help them with it, then the objections actually become helpful instead of a hurdle. And that's the point of the comfortable close. So one thing that you can say as a comfortable close is to say, to achieve those results, the ones they just told you about, there is going to be some sort of investment on your part. Have you thought about how you'd handle that? Now, investment doesn't have to just be monetary, although that is a common objection. It could be time, it could be effort. So you can ask these questions and say, to achieve those types of results, all these things you said you wanted to do, there's going to be some sort of investment on your part, money, time, energy. Have you thought about how you'd handle that? Now this throws it back on them and they have to actually think about it. And they might say, yes, I've thought about that. I have time to take your program now. Or yes, I have some money in savings. Or they might say, no, I haven't thought about that yet. And now you have an opportunity to help them. So you would say, would you like to talk through that? Would you like to discuss that or see how we can figure that out for you? And what this does is it positions you as the coach or the healer from right now inside of the discovery call before they even work with you. So this gives them a glimpse into what it's like to have your support and what it's like to have you guide them towards a decision. So the comfortable close comes right now in the sales process, in the discovery call, so that you don't have to worry about those objections later on in the call. We're handling them right now. So let me know in the comments if you've ever used the comfortable close or if this is the first time that you're learning something like this. The next step is to transition to the offer. So this sounds something like this. Okay, well, now I have a clear vision of where you are and I have a method for getting those results. Would you like to hear more about what that would look like? Or would you like me to break that down or how we could get you there? Or would you like me to show you how we can accomplish that? Any of those, any combination of that. And what's really important here is the use of the word we. Because now it's like we're linking arms and we will do this together. I will support you. I am here to help carry you from where you are now to where you want to go. So you're showing them that I can help you. What you're also showing them is that I listened. I have a clear vision for what's going on. I listened to everything you said on this call, and I have a method for getting the results that you're looking for. And the third part of this is you're asking permission. Would you like to hear more? So now that you're asking permission, you wait for the yes. Of course, if they say no, then the call ends there. But in thousands of discovery calls I've had in my life, not one has said no, because it's the natural progression to be like, yes, I want the help. That's why I'm here. So you tell them I've listened, I have a clear vision. You tell them I have a method, these are the results, and you ask permission. And use the word we if you can. Once they say yes, you share your offer with them. So basically, to recap, we want to know what is the present situation, what is the future goal, and why are things not working out right now? Then you determine if you can fill that gap that's there. Now, earlier in the video, I said you'd have a sales script for your industry ready to go. So plug and play those questions to fit what it is you do, and then you can take that page with you to your next discovery call or every discovery call thereafter. Now, the first thing that happens is that you are going to break the ice. Now, you can't really put this into your script because it's going to be different for every person on the phone and very different based on the situation. But it's the location, the weather, family, anything like that. Then we're going to set the agenda. Things you want to note about setting the agenda is what you expect from them, what you're going to do, and to ask permission to start the call. Next, you're going to uncover the pain. So you want to ask questions about why are you here? Where do you want to go? Why are you stuck? What would it feel like to have that kind of support? Keeping in mind feel, this is an emotionally based question. And what happens if this pain continues? Next, we're going to move to the comfortable close. And basically, we're saying here, to achieve those results, there's going to be some sort of investment on your part. Then we transition to the offer. And the three parts to this are that you listened, letting them know that you have a clear vision of what it is they're going through. Let them know that you have a method to get those results. And we're going to ask permission again to go into the offer. And if you can, you want to use the word we here. And then finally, you're gonna talk through your offer. So let's go over this and see what are the most important parts. So we definitely want to ask permission when we set the agenda. That's gonna capture their attention and set that expectations. This setting the agenda is very, very important. Also, we wanna make sure that we incorporate emotion, very, very important. The comfortable close is a wonderful opportunity for you to be helpful instead of having to overcome any hurdles when it comes to objections. And also, this step lets them get a glimpse into what it's like to work with you as you step into the coach or healer role. And then again, we want to ask permission. If you do this, you will be closing sales in no time. All right, so now that you know which questions to ask once you get your prospective clients on the phone, you may be asking, okay, but what if I'm not getting people onto the discovery call in the first place? So if you want to learn how to get clients as a coach or a healer, then go ahead and click this next video right here about getting clients consistently for your online coaching or healing business right now.